Hello YouTube and welcome to the comic book channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some variant sets that Marvel Comics put out starting October 2015. These are the famous hip-hop variants. There's been books about them, there's websites dedicated to them, there's a whole bunch of covers, there's controversy, I'm not going to get into any of that. I'm just going to show the covers and talk about where they came from. Starting us off, we have Amazing Spider-Man #1, and this is a homage to A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Martyrs. Next up, we have Doctor Strange #1, and this pays homage to Dr. Dre's The Chronic, which is a homage to the GZA's Liquid Swords. Next up, we've got Invincible Iron Man 1, 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. Extraordinary X-Men #1, which pays homage to De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising. Next up is Guardians of the Galaxy 1. This pays homage to The Far Side, Bizarre Ride to The Far Side. Spider-Gwen gets a Slick Rick, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick cover. Spider-Man 2099 #1 gets a Good Music compilation and Kanye West Cruel Summer. Captain America Sam Wilson 1 gets an ASAP Rocky Long Live ASAP. We get an Uncanny Avengers #1, which pays homage to Public Enemy's You Bum Rush the Show. New Avengers gets a Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, The Message. Astonishing Ant-Man #1 gets a Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die. Uncanny Inhumans 1 gets an Outcast Equimini. Karnak #1 gets a Schooly D Saturday Night. Angela Queen of Hell 1 gets a Nicki Minaj Pink Friday homage cover. Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. 1 gets a Gravedigger 6 Feet Deep. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl #1 gets a Tyler the Creator Wolf cover. All New X-Men 1 gets a Camp Low Uptown Saturday Night cover. We get Vision #1 with a Wiz Khalifa Rolling Papers homage cover. Drax 1 has a Kid Cudi Man on the Moon 2 cover. Hercules 1 has a Lil B Blue Flame cover. Howard the Duck 1 has an Old Dirty Bastard Return to the 36 Chambers The Dirty Version cover. Nova #1 gets a J. Cole Born Sinner cover. Deadpool 1 gets a Whale Attention Deficit cover. Carnage 1 gets the very famous Redman There Is a Dark Side cover, as well as Ultimates 1, which gets Fuji's The Score cover. All New Hawkeye #1 gets Pete Rock and CL Smooth, Mecha and the Soul Brother cover. All New All Different Avengers 1 gets The Roots, Philadelphia Half-Life cover. All New Wolverine 1 gets DMX, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood cover. Black Knight gets a Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor cover. Illuminati 1 gets an Ice-T Power cover. Web Warriors #1 gets a Clips Lord Willing cover. Deadpool 2 gets a Vanilla Ice To the Extreme cover. Mighty Thor #1 gets a MF Doom and Madlib Mad Villainy cover. Miss Marvel 1 has Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill cover. Star-Lord 1 has a 100's Ivory cover. Spider-Woman 1 gets a Big Pun Capital Punishment cover. Venom Space Knight 1 has a Kool Keith Black Elvis Lost in Space cover. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur 1 gets a Vince Staples Summertime '06 cover. Silk 1 gets a Yasin Bey The New Danger cover. All New Inhumans has a Future DS2 cover. Spidey #1 gets a Lil Wayne The Charter 4 cover. Daredevil #1 has a Tupac, and I'm not going to say that title cover. Guardians of Infinity 1 has a Kendrick Lamar To Pimp a Butterfly cover. Red Wolf #1 has a Method Man To Cow cover. Totally Awesome Hulk #1 gets a Raekwon Only Built for Cuban Links cover. Uncanny X-Men #1 gets the Ghetto Boys, the self-titled cover. Scarlet Witch has an Eminem Relapse cover. Squadron Supreme gets a Wu-Tang Clan 36 Chambers cover. Weird World, can't ever say that, 1 gets a Snoop Doggy Dogg Doggy Style cover. Another iconic cover here is A-Force 1 with NWA Straight Out of Compton. Star Brand and Night Mask 1 gets a Gangstar Hard to Earn cover. Patsy Walker, aka Hellcat 1, gets a Diggable Planets Blowout Comb cover. Rocket and Groot #1 get a Run DMC King of Rock cover. Spider-Man and Deadpool #1 get a Eric B. and Rakim Paid in Full cover. Captain Marvel #1 gets Iggy Azalea, the new classic. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. get Currency, Verde Silver Surfer #1 gets a Drake Nothing Was the Same cover, as well as a baby variant cover of the same album homage. Old Man Logan gets an Ice Cube Death Certificate cover. Another one that's been pretty popular is the Spider-Man #1, which features a homage to Nas's Illmatic. Deadpool and the Mercs for Money, Volume 1, #1, gets a Pimp C, The Naked Soul of Sweet Jones cover. Deadpool 7 gets a Bun B Trill cover. Avengers Standoff, Welcome to Pleasant Hill gets an Outcast Stankonia cover. We've got Power Man and Iron Fist #1 with a Mobb Deep The Infamous cover. Black Widow #1 gets a Missy Elliott Super Duper Fly cover. Mockingbird 1 has a Cool Mo D Knowledge is King cover. All New Inhumans #5 has Sugar Hill Gang Rapper's Delight cover. International Iron Man #1 gets a Rhyme Fest Man in the Mirror cover. Hyperion #1 gets a Will Smith Big Willie style cover. X-Men #1 gets a Souls of Mischief 93 Till Infinity cover. Black Panther #1 gets Jay-Z The Black Album cover. Moon Knight 1 gets Schoolboy Q Oxymoron cover. Gwenpool #1 has a I Love McConan cover. I'm not even sure who that is. Punisher #1 gets a LL Cool J Mama Said Knock You Out cover. We get a Thunderbolts #1 with a Naughty by Nature self-titled cover. Nighthawk #1 has a Big Sean Dark Sky Paradise cover. Captain America Steve Rogers #1 gets a cover of Jay Dilla's Donuts. We have Civil War 2. This is the Team Iron Man cover, and this is a Onyx Back the Fuck Up cover. Civil War 2 Team Captain Marvel variant has a Ultramagnetic MC's Critical Beatdown cover. There is a second print to Captain America Steve Rogers with the Jay Dilla Donuts homage. Deadpool and the Mercs for Money #1 has a Flatbush Zombies 3001 A Laced Odyssey cover. Doctor Strange Annual #1 gets a Designer Panda cover. Cage #1 has a LL Cool J Bad cover. Champions #1 gets a Wu-Tang Clan Iron Flag cover. We've got Jessica Jones 1 with Kevin Gates Isla cover. Mosaic #1 gets a Earl Sweatshirt Earl cover. Solo #1 gets Action Bronson Rare Chandeliers cover. Great Lakes Avengers #1 gets a MC Light as a Rock cover. We've got Infamous Iron Man #1 with a Big Daddy Kane Long Live the Kane cover. Black Panther #7 gets a King Mez Long Live the King cover. The Prowler #1 gets a Tech 9 Psychology 101 cover. Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme #1 gets a Schoolboy Q Blank Face cover. Occupy Avengers #1 gets a Capone and Noriega The War Report cover. Fool Killer #1 gets a Insane Clown Posse The Great Malenko cover. We've got Unworthy Thor #1 with a De La Soul is Dead cover. Avengers #1 gets a 2 Live Crew Move Something cover. Black Panther World of Wakanda #1 has a Dr. Dre Compton cover. Invincible Iron Man #1 gets a Missy Elliott Under Construction cover. We've got Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #1 with a Nas Life is Good cover. Thanos #1 has a Czarface Every Hero Needs a Villain cover. Venom #1 gets a Prodigy and the Alchemist Albert Einstein cover, and that one's by Bill Sienkiewicz. It's a great looking cover. Ultimates #1 gets Salt and Pepper Hot, Cool, and Vicious cover. Ghost Rider #1 has a Cypress Hill 4 cover. Nova #1 has a Chance the Rapper Chance 3 cover. We've got Slapstick #1. Hawkeye #1 with Blackalicious Blazing Arrow. We've got Inhumans vs. the X-Men #1 with Master Ace Sitting on Chrome. Star-Lord #1 with Kid Cudi Man on the Moon, also a Bill Sienkiewicz cover there. Gamora #1 has Mace Harlem Worlds cover. We've got Hulk #1 with The Game, the Red Album cover. Rocket Raccoon #1 gets Tyler the Creator Goblin. Unstoppable Wasp #1 gets Pusha T, King Push D, Darkest Before Dawn, The Prelude. US Avengers 1 gets Logic, The Incredible True Story. Mighty Captain Marvel #1 gets Kanye West, The Life of Pablo. Monsters Unleashed 1 of 5 gets Future and Zaytoven Beast Mode. We've got Monsters Unleashed #2 of 5 with the LP We Are All Going to Burn in Hell Megamix 2 cover. Bullseye #1 gets a Vince Mensa There's a Lot Going On cover. Kingpin #1 gets Killer Mike Rap Music, or RAP Music. Monsters Unleashed 3 of 5 gets Sean Price, Mike Tyson. Elektra #1 gets Jay-Z American Gangster cover. We've got Monsters Unleashed 4 of 5 with the NWA 100 Miles and Running cover. America #1 gets the Hamilton soundtrack cover. Monsters Unleashed #5 of 5 gets Jungle Brothers Straight Out the Jungle cover. Iron Fist #1 gets Redman's Docs the Name 2000. X-Men Gold #1 gets Grandmaster Flash They Said It Couldn't Be Done cover. We've got Royals #1 with Frank Ocean's Blonde. Weapon X #1 with Brand Nubian One for All. X-Men Blue #1 with Masters of Ceremony Dynamite. Black Panther and the Crew, The Firm's the album. We've got a second printing for America #1 with the Hamilton Mixtape Volume 1. Monsters Unleashed has a Joey Badass Before the Money, I guess. Nick Fury #1 has a RZA, Bobby Digital and Stereo cover. All New Guardians of the Galaxy 1 has a Goody Mob Still Standing cover. Jean Grey #1 gets Jean Grey, The Life of Black Bolt #1 gets Pete Rock's Peachstrumentals. Rocket #1 has A Tribe Called Quest, We Got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service cover. Secret Warriors #1 gets Amigos Culture cover. Generation X #1 gets a Ray Stremlife 2 cover. Luke Cage #1 gets a Method Man Tikal 2000 Judgment Day cover. I Am Groot #1 gets The Weeknd Beauty Behind the Madness cover. Cable #1 has 50 Cent's Guess Who's Back cover. Iceman #1 has the B.O.B. Adventures of Bobby Ray cover. We've got Defenders 1 with a De La Soul Stakes is High cover. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man #1 with a Tupac All Eyes on Me cover. And that wraps it up. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video and let me know if you collect any of these. Thanks a lot. See you guys next time.